Right, it's already recording. Good. Lay, can you hear me?
Yes, coach, I can hear you.
All right, great. Let me just place the mic here. How about this time? Can you hear me better?
Yes,
All right, it's responding positively. Great. So, I know that you were absent yesterday. You called in sick. How do you feel right now?
I'm feeling better, coach.
That's really good to hear, and I really appreciate that. What do you call this? You come into work. Although you only had 1 day rest. Thank you so much for that. Since you feel better, what's gonna happen to the session right now, or we will be having a scorecard session. Uh, the same time within the scorecard session, we will be discussing what are the things that are working. It's basically like a follow up of the things that we've talked about last scorecard session to see what's working and how it impacted their performance. Then what's gonna happen next is that I'll be asking you to review the, or I'll be asking you to review your performance. I'll give you perhaps a minute or two to go through it and let me know once you're done so that you can walk me through to how you did for to you can walk me through to your performance. Would that be okay?
Yes, coach.
Great. So let me share the screen first. One sec. There you go. You can also check webmail. I sent you your scorecard, your performance for the month or for the running month and for the week on week performance.
Okay.
You have it?
Yes.
Great. Now, you are able to see the monthly and you're also able to see the week on week, right?
Yes.
All right, so I'll give you a minute or two. Um, Go through your performance and tell me once you're done so that as we have agreed, you'll walk me through it.
Okay. I'm done, coach.
I'm sorry.
I'm done.
Great. Right. So can you walk me through to your performance?
We're looking at my monthly performance start. I mean, with May. For the month of May, I failed with CSAT, and for June 1, I failed both CSAT and AHT. However, it's showing improvement on a weekly basis for June 15. For the current week.
Let me go there. 1 second. Right, that's true. That's a good observation. Now, if we're going to look at the CS week, you mentioned that you're able to pass your CSAT or you're able to hit CSAT target.
Yes.
All right, great. Now, Lay, if or based on your performance, right? Based on your performance, which would you want to focus on?
I would be more focused with my CSAT because looking at the trend of, I mean, on a monthly basis and on a weekly basis of my performance, if, I mean, I failed with CSAT, and so I failed with AHT. However, when I have improvement, I mean, when I improve my CSAT, my AHT also showing improvement. So I believe the AHT will just follow if I will be more focused on my CSAT.
All right. So I just want to make sure that we're clear. You mentioned that you'll be working on your CSAT because you mentioned that your AHT will follow.
Yes.
Can you tell me more as to why, or can you tell me more as to why you're saying that?
And that's what I have observed with my performance right now. I was able to notice that when my CSAT looks good, so does my AHT. I believe I mean I have worked with, or um my, let's say, the things that I did which makes my CSAT um when I mean improved, I believe it also impacted my AHT.
Well, like I really appreciate, I really appreciate the improvement on your CSAT, right? You mentioned that you did something on your CSAT that it made, or that it makes, or it made it improve. And you also mentioned that it also made your HT improved as well. So before we'll talk about HT, I want to talk first. I wanna check first as to what are the things that you did that you were able to improve your system. Would that be fine?
Yes.
Great.
I believe it's something that I mean I am more focused on the what's behind of the members' concern. Let's say, for example, they do have a problem of not accessing their eBay account. So I learned that it should be, or I've learned that I should know what I mean why they are what I mean why they're going to access their eBay account for some reason. In that way, I could look for a better option or another option as to how they can access their eBay account.
So you're telling me that you're focused more on knowing. You mentioned that the why. You're focused more on knowing um, what's the what do you call this? What's the root cause of the problem? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And once you've already identified the root cause of the problem, um, can you walk me through as to what happens next?
I guess we just have to, or it depends on the members respond. If I need to clarify or know more details, I could just, I mean, I would need to ask more questions.
Okay, great. And I totally agree that asking questions would, or clarifying questions would be able to, what they call this, know what the specific concern of the member is. Now, let's try to relate it to your AHD. Can you tell me more as to why you mentioned that if you'll work on what they call the CSAT specifically in issue diagnosis, your AHD will follow?
Yes, because as mentioned earlier, if I would be able to know first thing on the contact what the member wants or what they wanted to do, the contact would be shorter. I mean, I could resolve that contact as early as maybe 9 minutes or 8 minutes.
All right, I get so just correct me if I'm wrong again, right? What you want to work on is, I'm just trying to summarize everything what you stated so that I'll
All
be
right.
able to support you. So what you're telling me is that you want to focus on your CSAT, because you mentioned that if you focus on your CSAT specifically on issue diagnosis, you're there's an improvement on CSAT, which is really good, and I appreciate it. At the same time, your AHT as well. You mentioned that it will follow. I mean, it will also improve. Um, and correct me if I'm wrong. Specific thing that you want to work on is to uh, get clarification or identify the concern of the member.
Yes.
All right, Lay. That is actually a good what do you call this? A good goal that you want to focus on. I mean, you mentioned earlier that if you're able to identify the problem of the member, then it would be easier for you to resolve, in which your AHT will definitely follow.
Correct.
Right. So, what challenges do you have right now? Because let's go back to your performance. I mean, CSAT is there, right? AHT, you mentioned that you want to, what do you call this? You want to move it down, or you want to make sure that you'll be able, you want to improve. There you go. So, what challenges did you have, or what challenges can you share?
I guess I'm challenged with asking open-ended questions because I tend to ask close-ended questions.
So, you're telling me
Which,
that you have tendencies in asking close-ended.
yes, which the answer of the member is limited to just a yes or no, and I would not. I mean, it could, with it could lead. I mean, it could um lengthen the contact because I am keeping or I keep on throwing questions with just yes or no, or in fact I can just use open ended, which the member can explain what they wanted to do or what they want to achieve.
Well, I really like the observation, because that is something that I have also observed. Um, at the same time, what, sorry, what's stopping you from asking an open-ended question?
Um I guess it I mean I guess I have a hard time um asking the right question or the right open-ended question, which resulted me to just ask a close-ended question.
I'm actually documenting what you're telling me right now, so that we'll have something to refer back on. So what you're telling me is that you're having challenges. Is it, you mentioned asking, is it formulating
Yes,
question,
formulating
or is
questions.
it having the confidence of asking an open-ended question?
I guess both. Formulating and the confidence of asking questions. Though I mean open-ended questions.
All right. Um, well, these are really good information, Ling. Right? These are really good information, and I really appreciate that you're sharing this to me, right? So that I can help you. Um, I can help you perhaps look into, help you create questions or open-ended questions. Help you practice those open-ended questions so that you'll gain more confidence. So All right. So correct me if I'm wrong, Lay. I just want to summarize everything. The reason why you have then, I mean, you mentioned that the reason why your contact is long, it's because you have tendencies to ask close-ended question in which the member is limited to just giving you information or a yes or no answer, right?
Yes.
You also mentioned that the reason why you're not or you fail to ask open-ended question, it's because you're not comfortable and you're having challenges formulating the question or the right question to ask.
Yes.
Great.
Yes, coach.
They, I want to make sure that I'll be able to support you in a way that you'll be able to uh, or that you're comfortable to learn. How do you want or yeah, how do you want me to help you with this?
I guess in practicing asking open-ended questions.
You mentioned that you will practice.
Yeah, practice formulating open-ended questions.
Right? Practice formulating open-ended questions. Okay. So, right, that this is something that we can do. At the same time, we have to what do you call this? We have to set basis first, or let's say target, right? We have to set target so that you will be able to track your performance. Right now, for your current week, let me check. Sorry. For your current week, what's your AHT for the current week?
Um, 14 minutes 55.
14 minutes and 55. So how do you want or where do you see yourself the next week knowing that you will be working or what's your target for the next week on AHT knowing that you will be working together with formulating and practicing asking open-ended questions?
Maybe 12 to 13 minutes.
What's the specific AHT that you feel that you are comfortable hitting on the next week?
13. 13 minutes.
Well, 13 minutes is a really good target play. Um, I just want to make sure that you will not feel what do you call this overwhelmed since we will still have practice session,
Mm.
right? What do you think if I'll suggest let's have 14 for now and then we'll move from there.
All right, that sounds better.
Okay, 14 it is. Now, since we will be working on once again asking questions, right? How do you think it would impact to your how do you think it would impact to your CSAT? Do you think it would still do you think you'd be able to hit same number or aim same target?
I guess my CSAT will increase.
Currently you're at 450. Where do you think you will fall for or what's your target for next week?
I'm not sure, but I can say maybe 450 something or 460 just for that next week. For the next week's performance.
Yes, we'll check next week's performance. We'll actually do this week only so that we can keep track of your improvement. Um, 14 for all right.
Maybe I would just get same my target for CSAT maybe same as what it is right now, maybe 450.
Okay, all right. I mean, prior to this week, you were able to get 4.65. Right now, you are at 4.50. So, yep. All right. Well, let's put this down as your target. Okay, since we now have a target, we also have the things that you want to work on. Now, how would you feel if we'll discuss a certain contact and you mentioned that you're having challenges formulating. So what I'm planning to do is that we'll discuss a certain contact. We'll go through the contact, the issue identification part, and let's what do you call this? Let's practice formulating the question, and let's also look into um yeah, let's practice formulating in a question. How would you well, what do you think about that?
That's fine, coach. I guess I can start with, you know, with practicing formulating open-ended questions right now.
Great. You know what, Lay? I sent you a contact that I sent you a contact. I want you to check it out. I will also share the screen. There you go. Tell me once you see it.
Yes. I got it, coach.
Great. Can you tell me what's the concern?
Shipping issues and listing.
All right. So let's go through the listing together. Let's go through the concern together. Now, we'll have to identify what's the concern of the member, and we'll also have to identify how many concerns. Is it only one concern or multiple concerns? Second, let's identify if, sorry, are you writing this down?
Yes.
All right, first, it's the concern. Let's see how many concerns does the member have? Is it single or multiple? Next is that let's incorporate. I know that this is not part at the same time. Let's incorporate if we can identify some emotional cues. If there's an emotion involved. Next, let's identify the tenure of the customer. What's your understanding with the tenure of the customer? Lay?
I don't have. How long
Yes,
is the members been with eBay?
that's right. How do you think this is important?
Because I believe we can, um, the member already knows how it works. I mean, before, if the member is been with eBay for quite some time, they would, or before they contacted us, they have the I mean, they tend to get it resolved before contacting us.
All right. So the reason why we have to identify the tenure of the member is for us to know or for us to gauge if are we overwhelming the member with the information
Mm,
or the resolution that they will be providing, because there are some information for um what do you call this, high level member that will not work for what they call this, that will not work for new members. Would you agree?
yes, correct.
Or new joiner, right? So let's go back. So concern, we have to check if it's single or multiple. We'll check if there's emotion involved and the tenure of the member. Now, let's first check the concern and let's try to incorporate if we will be able to practice what they call this, practice, or if we will be able to formulate our questions or if the questions were asked are already good. You ready?
Yes.
Great. So now the concern is shipping and listing, shipping issues and listing. So I'll be the member and you'll be the teammate. Let's
Okay.
try let's try to have a role play. Shipping issues and listing.
Thanks for contacting eBay customer support. My name is Leah. Can you please verify your first and last name?
Denise Love Chan.
Thank you, Dinesh. I'm happy to assist you. How can I help you with shipping and listing issues?
Thank you, Leah. So every listing I have ever sold, I have had a shipping calculations that were higher than quoted. The item number that I gave you, I was quoted $2.80 for standard shipping. However, I was charged $4 for shipping. Why?
I'm sorry to hear about the miscalculation, Dinesh. I'm happy to review. One moment.
Sure, take your time.
Thank you. Apologies, this will just take a little longer. Can I ask you to stay on hold for 2 minutes while I'll get the information I need?
Sure, no problem.
Thank you. To clarify, Dinesh, it charged you $4 when you purchased the label. Is it correct?
Yes, I was. It's 10 ounce.
All right. Can I ask for 2 minutes?
Sure, no problem.
Thank you. I apologize for taking so much of your time, Dinesh. I'm just having some issues with getting the data of how your item was listed.
Okay, take your time, miss.
Thank you. Almost done here. Please bear with me.
Okay, no problem.
When you purchased the label, did you change the weight and dimensions?
No, I put in 10 ounce and I printed a 10 ounce. Printed and left dimensions as same as when I listed it.
I see. One moment. Thank you for the information. How did you get the $2.80, Dinesh?
I put in the weight and a large envelope and I clicked the major city and got eBay USPS rates. It is on the day you listed. No, sorry, that's your sorry.
All right. Is it on the day you listed the item?
Yes, I think I listed it in June 15th.
Can I ask for the dimension you put in the listing?
I'm really not sure of that since it's a standard 8-inch by 11 envelope.
Upon checking the shipping calculator, Dinesh, it is really $4 to ship the item using the dimension and weight you provided. I believe when you get the code of the shipping, you did not put any zip code.
Right, and the chat has ended. Okay, so that contact, it started 8:54. and ended 9:24.
It's 20, 20,
So how long was
30
that?
minutes. 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Yes.
40?
30. It's 8:54. Then it stops 9:24.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 30 minutes.
Okay. Sige. So let's go ahead and review the contact today. Now, how many concerns does the member have?
Well, before, one,
And what do you think it is?
the shipping discrepancy, the miscalculation of the shipping cost.
All right. So if you come to on the initial concern, it's not clear, and you did ask, how can I help you with your shipping and listing issues? So the member stated their concern, right? And it's a good thing that there's an attempt of you asking an open-ended question late. So right after you have this information, how many concerns, or are we having multiple concern or still a single concern?
One concern.
And can you tell me what that concern is?
He was charged $4, but he was quoted previously $2.80 only for the shipping.
Is there an action that you need to take on this on the issue, or it's only for education?
Their education.
Oh, education only. Were we able to, what do you call this? Were we able to notice an emotion involved?
Yes, I believe the member is confused.
What made you say that the member is confused?
He asked why with two question marks.
That's right. So the member is confused, and the member just wanted to know why he was, or why it was quoted 2.8 and was charged $4, right?
Yes.
Okay. Um, Now at what do you call this? All right. So overall, what happened here is that you placed the member on hold twice, and towards the end of the contact, that's the time that you ask the member. That's the time that you ask the member if he did change the, what they call this, if he did change the dimension, and you also ask what are the dimensions that you place in the listing, right? So what can you say, or what's the reason why the contact, or you place the member on hold and then you ask those questions at the later part?
I am more on um, um, looking the resolution directly. I mean, I tend to look for or resolve the issue without really knowing why it went to the, or why the member was charged for. Where did he get the $2.80?
That
Instead,
is
I
true.
ask it on a later part.
That is right. And how did it impact to this contact?
It lengthened the contact, and I guess it was not resolved because the member disconnected
That is right. So you're telling me that it lengthened the contact because you placed the member on hold instead of asking
twice.
those questions. Now,
Yes.
what do you think of this question? Sorry, are you still able to see the share screen?
Yeah. Yes. What do you mean, coach?
All right. So what do you think of this question? When you purchased the label, did you change the weight and dimension?
I mean, you're asking if that's
No.
a close-ended or
Right. What type of question is this?
close-ended.
Okay. So is there a way that you can make it as an open or an open-ended question?
Mm, what is the dimension when you place? I mean, what are the dimension that you place when you purchase the label? Is that right?
That is right. You can ask the member, can you tell me what are the dimensions that you place or that is on the label from the time that you purchased it? And Lay, if you haven't noticed, at 9:20, you ask the member, can I ask for the dimension you put in the listing? So would you agree that if you could have asked this open-ended question and replaced it, or yeah, you could
Instead of
have asked and replaced it over here, right? How would have the member responded to, how would have the member responded?
the member would, well, he will provide the exact dimension that when he placed, I mean, when he created a listing.
That is right. So if you could have, that is true, I totally agree. If the question was asked at 9:16, if it was open-ended, member could have, you could have given more information, or member could have given more information, right? Instead of asking it at the latter part, which is at already 9:20, in which what? That's already 4 minutes, diba? Now
Right.
imagine 4 minutes deduction from your current AHT, or 2 minutes deduction from current AHT. That's already a lot. So what have you learned in this session?
In formulating, in changing open-ended to close-end, I mean, in formulating or changing close-ended to open-ended questions.
How will it impact to the contact?
It could, I could identify the member's concern directly and to shorten the AHT.
That's
I
right.
mean the contact.
If the contact is short and if you're able to identify the issue, right? How do you think would be the outcome of the contact?
Well, it's gonna be a CSAT
Why did you say that it's a positive or it's a CSAT?
because the member would feel that they've heard and it was resolved directly or quickly.
Why did you say that the member would feel that they're being heard?
Because I mean, I've engaged, I've asked more questions, I guess.
That is true. And how will it impact to your performance?
Well, it could help increase my CSAT. So does with my AHT.
That is truly right. And I really appreciate that um, you're able to connect it. You're able to connect the impacts together, right? Now, let's go ahead and create an action item or an action plan so that we will be able to see consistent improvement. What do you think?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. So from our previous action plan, is there something that we want to or that you want to change or that you want to add?
I guess it would still be the same because I believe the last um, coaching session is more on with still asking question. I mean, I think I would be more specific with um, open-ended questions.
All right. Lei, you mentioned that you're having challenges formulating questions. How do you want me to help you with it?
Maybe more practice. I mean, maybe if there will be pull outs, we can get some of my contacts, and then we'll do the same as what we did today.
Okay, I'm cool with that. I can prepare. Um, at the same time, in your part, how will you be able to what do you call this? How will you be able to perhaps practice formulating questions?
I'm I guess I will just think that, I mean, before I will ask the question or even type the question, I would answer it myself. In that way, I know if that can be answered by a yes or no or an open-ended question.
That's really good. That's really good because before it happened, you'll be able to assess yourself, right? That if my answer is a yes or no, then that's close-ended, and that will give you time to
Yeah,
change it.
correct.
Great. That's something that I can look into your contact, okay? Um, anything else?
I guess that's it, coach. We'll see what will happen with the next weekly scorecard.
Well, are you positive that if we will be able to display this action plan, are you positive that it will impact positively in your CSAT and not just in your CSAT and with your AHP?
Well, yes, I am actually positive that it could really help.
All right, great. So before we'll end the coaching, I just want to summarize everything. The action plan that we have created is based is you prior to asking a question, you'll ask the question yourself. If you'll answer it yes or no, then that's a close-ended. That's for you to identify, and then that will give you time to formulate an open-ended question. Now, what you need help from me is that what I'll be doing is that I'll prepare some contacts and I'll check for pullout so that we can practice. We can do the same thing and be more efficient.
Right.
Okay. Um, Also, Lay, well, pretty much that's it. I'm really liking the action plan. At least it's something that's specific and something that we can work on. Before we will end the session, what's your takeaways?
What do you mean? I
Um,
believe I go.
Takeaways. What have you learned? How does this session help you?
Well, same as what we did. I guess I would be more um say same with my action plan. I believe it could help me with, I mean, asking questions like open and then, I mean, answer it myself before um
Let me
I
rephrase
mean,
it. What
typing it.
are the things that you've learned in this session?
How to increase my AHT. I mean,
Increase?
not increase my CSAT. I'm sorry. Not just with my CSAT, but how to um um make the, we call this, I'm out of words. Um
All right. What did you find out today?
um how to be more efficient in a contact.
All right. And how do you think you'll be more efficient in a contact?
Ask questions, open-ended questions.
That's right. All right. So once again, what's your takeaway for this session? You're confused.
Um, takeaways.
Takeaways like, well, what are the things that you've learned? If we're able to meet our goal or our purpose.
Yeah, I believe I already know how to um how to create, where to um insert questions, not placing on hold prior to ask questions.
Great. Any suggestions or any questions?
That's it, coach.
Lay, thank you so much for sharing these informations. I've documented it and I'll make sure to follow up with you so that we can see consistent improvement with your performance. If you have any challenges, you can send me an email with those SRs, or if you have contacts now you're having challenges formulating questions, you can send me an email so that we can look into it.
Okay, coach.
All right. Lay, thank you so much. Bye-bye.